Hey guys, a little bit of a pre-show today. One question I need to ask before I face off against Watford. Why do they call themselves the Hornets when on their badge they have a moose? Can anybody explain that to me? Oh well, let's get into it. What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 37 of If I Had a Hammer. And today we're going to be taking on Watford in the league. But before we get to that, of course, we must go over how we've been faring in the last month's worth of matches, the 3 in the league, as well as 1 in the Capital One Cup. So let's get right into it. Following the humbling 4-0 defeat against Arsenal, we came back home, licked our wounds, and then completed a demolition job against Crystal Palace by the score of 3-0. Paulo and Van Andriesche getting the goals for us with a little help by a Crystal Palace striker in the name of Sergio Araujo, knocking the ball into his own net, trying to clear the ball off the line from a corner. We had 17 shots, 6 of them on target, 65% possession. It was very clear to see that Crystal Palace were no match for us, and them only having 1 shot on target, they were really struggling to get any sort of attacking movement on our defense. So very, very solid win and nice rebound from taking on that other London club. Honestly, a little bit of a shocking result here as we defeated Liverpool in the 4th round of the Capital One Cup by the score of 2-1. Łukasz Teodorczyk getting both goals for the Hammers in the first half, whereas Kraev on Liverpool's side getting one back in the 86th minute, but they were not able to complete the comeback. And honestly, I think looking at Liverpool's side, it wasn't a 100% side because they didn't have Simon Mignolet in goal, and they usually do. They do have Firmino, Henderson, Sterling, and Gonzalo Higuain sitting up front, but I guess that back line is not their standard back line as we were able to get the 2 past them. 20 shots, 9 on target, roughly even amount of possession. I want to say that this was a smash and grab. I'd have to take a look at the replay once again, but I want to say this was a smash and grab that will see us into the quarterfinals of the Capital One Cup, where we'll be taking on Bristol City. So cross fingers, that's another easy match that'll see us into the next round. It wasn't a loss, but unfortunately it wasn't a win either, as we traveled to the Vitality Stadium and only came away with a point against Bournemouth by the score of 1-1. Łukasz Teodorczyk getting our only shot on target thanks to a penalty kick in the 55th minute. However, the Cherries knotted it up in the 73rd with a goal from Ivan Perisic. We had 11 shots total and almost 60% possession. You had to figure that there was going to be another goal coming for us, but credit where credit is due. Bournemouth's defense held stalwart, held firm, and prevented us from getting any sort of chance within the 18-yard area. Couldn't let us put it on the net, and that's really where we had our biggest letdown, as our finishing from our front 4 just was not on point today, and that's what really cost us. Welcome to the Premier League. Kean Van den Broek, the youngster, netting a hat-trick en route to a 4-0 drubbing against Southampton, really lifted our spirits right before this Watford match. Łukasz Teodorczyk in the 9th minute getting the only other goal for the team, as we had 16 shots, 7 of them on target, 56% possession. Nobody, save for the goalkeeper, was below an 8, and that just showed how absolutely dominant we had of possession and of just chances in the game. Southampton really couldn't do anything with it. They did have a couple of chances in the second half as we were starting to slow up, but other than that, for like the first 45-50 minutes, we were just non-stop dominant pressure against Southampton. A very solid 3 points on the day. So after those 2 wins and a draw, that sees us back up into 4th place with 22 points through 12 matches. Liverpool still undefeated, still sitting on top of the table, with Arsenal and Man City sitting behind them. Now Watford are sitting in 9th place right now. They're not doing that badly, and they could prove to be a bogey team. We could trip up versus them, but I feel that we may have not as difficult of a time against them, since we have really been coming into fine form at the very early part of this season. But like I said, anything can happen. We could trip up. You won't know until we actually play the match. So let's look at the team sheet. Okay, so we all know that second yellow cards formation works wonders against anybody in the FM16 for the most part, so I want to try and go back and develop a formation that I really started with 3-4 seasons ago, and that's the anchor. I want to put my own stamp on this series and really have my own stamp on a formation that I use. So like I said, we're going back to the anchor, and we are going to use this starting 11. Jack Butland's going to be a net. Our 2 center backs will be Lindelof and Lucas. The 2 wing backs, Byram and Shaw. Mark Noble will be our center center mid, or actually defensive mid, with Yuri Tielemans being our center mid. Our 3 attacking mids will be Van den Driesche, Van den Broek, and Driussi. And sitting up front today, giving him a little bit of a run out since he doesn't really play all that much now, is Yol Poyampalo. Hopefully, we can get ourselves a nice solid win and continue our fine form in the league. But matches aren't played on paper, so we got to go out there and actually play the full 90 minutes. So cross fingers, we get ourselves 3 points. So let's go out there and see what happens. Not even 2 minutes in, we have our first highlight, and it is to us. Well, I thought it was to us. Fabio Borini now with the ball for Watford. And Watford, nobody really wants to keep possession of the ball right now. We do have it back. Lucas up to Van den Broek, out to Driussi on the wing. And Watford are doing well in their formation. They're using a 4-5-1, the V formation, to try and counteract our 4-2-3-1. Our anchor, Poyampalo, getting a shot, but it was very weak. And Begovic is there with the easy save. Driussi coming up the wing, gets past his man. He does have a couple guys in the box. Also, Watford have several men back there in defense. Tielemans trying to get it through. It's tackled off of Van den Driesche, has it out to Byram. If he can just put it across, would be absolutely golden. But instead, he lays it off. We keep passing it off. We need to find a cross or a pass in Van den Driesche. Poyampalo taking a shot. Oh, so many missed opportunities right there. Half an hour gone, we so far have had 2 clear-cut chances and 3 shots on target, but we have not had a single goal yet, and that's really frustrating. The ball goes out back to the center line, but Watford is there to pick it up. Hopefully they don't get anything from it. Van den Broek now running with it. He could pass it off. He does. He finds Noble through. The ball bounces out to Driussi, out to Shaw. Put in a cross, man. You got men in the box. Just put in a cross. He takes to the byline, gets it inside. Driussi taking a shot, and he fouls a man. Great. Tielemans into Noble. We're playing through the center. There's some good passing. Poyampalo had to stop, though, which is very unfortunate. But Driussi is right there with the rebound. It's 1-0 to West Ham. Actually, it wasn't a rebound, but it was still a decent goal, fooling the keeper. Let's take a look at that in replay. What I meant to say is it took a deflection. Poyampalo deflecting it off of a Watford defender, and then Driussi right there to pick it up. Begovic can't make that save, and it's 1-0 to the Hammers. Let's go. Corner kick coming in. Tielemans going far post. It falls in front of net. Begovic spilled it. And Poyampalo was right there with the rebound. And it is a quick double fire for West Ham. It's 2-0 now. Tielemans not electing to go short, even though he had a guy there. Begovic with the spillage. There are 3 Hammer players right around there. Poyampalo was the first one to reach in. Smacks it to the back of the net. Ever since the 30th minute, it has been all West Ham as Van den Driesche lays it up to Poyampalo, even though he's on the wing. That's not his best spot. Good man gets it back into Noble to Van den Broek. He can lay off one more pass. Gives it to Driussi, who fires it first time. What a laser into the top left corner. And Driussi with his brace makes it 3-0 to West Ham, and it's not even halftime yet. Let's take a look at this. Noble to Van den Broek. He backheels it to Driussi. The cheek of the 19-year-old. And Driussi, the always rising shot into the top left corner. Can't ask for much better than that. 3-0 to Watford. Might as well keep this going. I don't want to tell them much. I don't want to add any extra instructions. I think they're doing just fine as is. So I'm going to tell them keep doing a good job. In second 45, hopefully we can come away with any sort of result at this point. Free kick coming up for Watford. They actually take a shot and they actually get a goal. This is from a recent sub, Jeff Ryan Adelaide. Getting one back for the Hornets 55 minutes into the match. And to be quite honest with you, I'm surprised no one was marking him. I had set his side, that right wing side, to, tight mark, close down, keep him on his wrong foot. I don't know what happened there. I really don't. Driussi on the wing, but we do get it back. Tielemans to Van den Broek to Van den Driesche. Is he cutting inside? He does. He finds Driussi, who gets his hat trick. It's 4-1 to West Ham. Driussi right there, first time shot. Really, you can't ask for much more from this guy. That is why I am paying him as much as I am, and in fact, he might get more after this season. Might ask for more after this season. You got 13 minutes to go, and Watford are really just going all route one at this point in time, and Fabio Borini getting a second goal for Watford. It's his first of the season. That was a good cross in from Ren Adelaide. And I don't believe I have Borini marked because there was no reason to, but clearly there's a reason to as he smacks home the second goal for the Hornets. About 7 minutes left to go. We have it in. We have our final sub in Aaron Cresswell getting a shot. He smacks it off the post. Oh my God. Watford making a late charge. Butland with a good save. Just 5 minutes in stoppage time left to go. Had a decent throw in deep in the Watford area, but we can't keep the pressure on. I don't understand why. It's a good tackle away from Lucas. Ball lumped over the top. Is Paulo going to beat? Yeah, he beats his man. Comes inside and just fires it wide of the post. And there it is, full time, 4-2 to West Ham away from home. A very, very dominant victory. Well, at least for the first 45 minutes. But all in all, another great win, another solid victory, another 3 points to help keep us in the European placements. And really, that's all I want from this season. So this is what the schedule looks like for the next month. A lot of winnable matches in there. We have Burnley, Bristol City in the Cup, Swansea and Derby County, all before a gigantic encounter versus Manchester City. And I think that's really when we should come back. We got to test out how we've been faring with this new formation. Hopefully all goes well with it, and hopefully we can get ourselves a result versus Manchester City. So when we come back, that's going to be our next match in the next episode. So until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. Lets me know you still are interested in the series. And subscribe if you're new and you want to see more FM content on the channel. Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.